All right. So today we're gonna do a little bit of continue the world building around this character. um, just going back to the reference, she's supposed to. She's a little bit more fashion forward than I intended to. Still love her, but you know, this is just supposed to be a little bit more a combat looking android. And this is kind of like the reference that I have. We're gonna go ahead with the tattoos, especially the barcode ones, and the mixing of metal or whatever um, parts those are. But for now, instead of working on the character, I want to work on a little animation that will go along with the visual, which is I've been wanting to create particles or elements that are um, related to the character. So that's what I'm gonna be working on right now. Um, it's gonna be an element that basically represents the character. Uh, so I am going to shift to Pinterest now, just to kind of see if I can find a good reference of what I'm looking for. Where is Pinterest? Um, so something along those lines, right here. Something like that. That is so cool. Yeah. What's up? Thanks for joining again, man. So I don't know if you were here for the explanation, but basically, I'm gonna be creating a simulation like that. That will be one of the scenes that I'm creating for this very, very, very short animation. Um, because the this project that I'm creating, the Metamorphosis project, each character has their unique element, and each one of them has their unique element, animal, and space as well. So I'm gonna be creating an element for her. Thanks. I'm gonna be creating an animal for her and a space. So the element that I'm aiming for is something like this. the space that I'm aiming for. Let me see. Maybe something like this. That's a lot. That's cool too. But that's right. Yeah, this one is a lot. Um I do want to for the space, I think I'm going to leave the attention to the element and the character and make the space a little bit more simple but still intriguing. So it can't so the space is not necessarily taken away from attention away from the character. Um let's see. Maybe mm, is it like let me see a futuristic um maybe shit futuristic uh futuristic world. Let me see. I feel like I'm gravitating towards something like this. Um, oh yeah, like concrete and kind of like dark. Yes, yes. Her element is definitely close to magnets and ferrofluid. Also, I wanted to switch back and forth in the animation. I wanted to switch back and forth the black and the red to match her outfit. So it's so everything's kind of like coherent, and also the space is gonna have some of that feel as well, some of those materials as well, um, to really like simulate and be coherent across the different renders, and also to keep the same like color scheme. Oh yeah, yeah. That is so cool you said that. Are you have you studied architecture? That is so cool that you said that. I really love brutalist, minimal, um, concrete. I take a lot of inspiration from like Bauhaus architecture, so it's kind of like German, old German architecture to that inspires me a lot with a touch of futuristic. Yeah, you and I are definitely on the same page. I don't know if you guys know um, this architect, and she was a beast. A lot of the stuff that I do is inspired on her designs. What's up? What's up? E aí, irmão? Como tá? Yeah, I really love this. But she's really her stuff is not. Bro, that is so funny. I thought everybody knew I was Brazilian. So sim, mano. That is so cool. You know, a lot of people don't know I'm from Brazil, and that's so funny. Sou brasileiro, mano. Do you is your family from Brazil, Victor? Like you live in the States, no? Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were American too. Que projeto, irmão, que você tá fazendo aquele do que você me mostrou do likeness? E que parte do Brasil que você tá, mano, Vitor? Okay. Bro, that project's looking insane. No, but you're doing a great job. Let me switch back. Now that I have the inspiration, I'm gonna switch back to Blender, and let's dude, are you for real? I was raised in well, I was raised close to Presidente Prudente. Oh, nice. And isn't that cool? It's a small city though. It's a small city called Primavera. Oh, Messias, when are we gonna see your character, man? How are you doing the grooming? Are you doing like hair and everything? Not next year. Bro, that was you haven't been working on the project for that long. Trust me. I have worked on I feel like honestly like my characters, they are an ongoing project. Cuz if you really look at them, they kind of look alike. It's just because like I keep working on them, you know? Like I'd finish and then I restart it with just a slightly different approach, but I'm still trying to like perfect, like finish or I don't know, like master that same idea. Yeah, but that's normal. That's normal, I guess. Okay, let's start with the elements. So I'm just gonna hit save as, and then I'm gonna do Zara element, and then I am going to delete my daughter. Bam. And I am going to add a sphere. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the clothing there just to make sure that the materials don't go away. Sphere. And I'm gonna make it super small. And bam. For real. No, I can't even blame him. Like I'm a perfectionist too. Like I'm gonna do subdivision surface. Uh, I don't usually have either. Honestly, nowadays my motivation to keep working on projects have lowered a lot more. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just because um, when you start overworking on a project, you start changing things that aren't necessarily gonna push the project forward. So what I've been doing is when I start getting tired of it, I jump to another project that's similar. And you guys can see that on my work. Like a lot of the faces that I do, they're very similar, but that's not because of lack of creativity. It's just because I'm trying to get that idea and I'm not trying to get tired of it. So I just revamp it and keep doing it until I get it right. So let's material two. Okay. So we are going to add an empty. We're going to add another empty. Let me see. Add empty arrows. Nope. Empty. Yeah, let's go with the plain axis. There you go. And then I'm just gonna match in the center, roughly. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a simulation that is influenced by the empty. So here we're going to add a modifier. Um, what was the name of that modifier? Uh, vertex way proximity, if I am not wrong. And then I'm just gonna choose the empty as the target object. And here I'm gonna create a vertex group. There we go. I'm going to add a mode and select all. Now here, let's do 1 to 1.1 and kind of see how that looks. So as you can see, while I move the empty, it's going to change the waypoint. But that's too much. Let's see. Maybe 0.5 and 0.6. Yeah, I try to get very deep. Also, I've been writing a whole like storyline and meaning behind my renders, just so it feels like a cinematic universe. No, I haven't gotten the course yet, and I want to. I really, really, really want to. And I'm convinced that even using Blender, that's gonna help me a lot. Just don't know why it's. Is it geometry instead of object? Like, it's not supposed to influence the entire waypoint, because essentially what I have here is the waypoint. When it's red, it's saying that it's influencing all of um, the geometry. And I am using this modifier so the empty influences this waypoint, and that's what's gonna help us have a cool effect of like changing only where I want it to change, or it creates new geometry where I want it to, or where the empty is going to be. But the problem here says just two. Oh, there you go. 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 This is what I need. but it's, I think it's gonna have to be even smaller than that. Zero five point ten. Beleza. And then if I go and I change the position, let's see, weight paint. Yeah, you see? That's what it's supposed to do. Now we're talking. You see my let me disable the lights. So my empty right now is kind of like right here. So it's disabling the vertex paint, or the way paint, where it's at. Cool. Let me bring it back to the middle. And we're gonna do an experiment just to see what we like. I'm creating something from scratch, so I'm not entirely sure what this simulation is going to look like. But I know that I'm gonna use cloth simulation and put a subdivision modifier after that cloth simulation, because I've noticed that when you do that, it creates some sort of like deformity that I really like, and that kind of looks like what we're looking for. And then I'm just gonna create a geometry node. Very simple. I don't really know about geometry nodes. The only thing that I know is this. Attribute, capture attribute. Thanks, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. This is exactly what they're for. So the geometry node is just so we can later on play with the shader. So it's going to be something like let me put on the second material, red, and then I'm gonna copy this materials property. And I'm gonna paste and create a group. So now that I have these two different materials here, we're gonna do a mix shader. And I am going to create a if it's an attribute. Wait. So now that I linked this, basically I did the geometry node just so I could create this attribute. Um, so the geometry node gets the input from um, this first modifier, and then creates an output so I could use the mix shader. Dynamic paint? No. Actually, I'm just gonna use this geometry node linked to this vertex weight. So where's my empty? There you go. So look, what it's supposed to do now. Let's see. Something is not working, but it's supposed to, as you move, see, oh, there you go. Hmm. Let's see, vertex geometry node. The value is oh. Well, it wasn't working just because I didn't put the W as uppercase. So that's something I didn't know. If you have your name of your attribute here, basically on geometry node, I'm creating my own attribute and I named it weight, but I put an uppercase W, which you also have to do it here when you're naming the attribute on your shader. So that's why it wasn't working. But let's see if it works now. And yeah, let's see if it's working. Nope. Let me see if Factor will do it. And I think let me see something about my setup as well under the geometry node. Instance, maybe. I'll go back to my old project to see if I did something different. So this was point float. Okay. True target. So value group attribute weight. And then the shader. Oh, I think I gotta use the color ramp. Let me see. Or not. Cause honestly, this looks this looks like I did everything the same way, but let's see. This is my this is the first time I did something similar to it. So let's see. Let's go back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I had fun doing that. Point, float, that looks the same. And then if I go to shader, this looks also the same. Let's just add the color ramp, which I did not. Oh, add, oh, add color, converted color ramp. Um, group to weight, that's the same. Geometry, group, empty. Object, weight, paint. Yeah, it's all looking like what it's supposed to look like. But, mm, oh, maybe let me try and change the position of my. Okay. Shader editor. Oh, it was the position of my empty. Cool. Cool. Now, there you go. Yeah, we got it. It's so cool, right? And it's fairly simple once you understand the logic behind it. Like it's just like a two step setup. You add a modifier, uh, modifier from the empty, that modifier that will affect the allows the empty to affect your geometry, which is this first modifier, and then a geometry node that basically translates the modifier into the shader, and that's it. That's basically it. Two step. Um, yeah, I am. You can always go back to this live and just kind of see my setup and take screenshots or whatnot if you want to. But whenever you want to learn, we can redo it live, and then we can do it together when you're ready. Let's do. Of course. Um, so I think I'm gonna do something like this. Coming from up above all the way down. But in the middle, there's not a lot of not a lot of not much going on here. this is see. I just wish it was narrower. Like this is a lot in the middle right here. Let me see if I try to 0.06. Oh, just 0.06. 0.08 and 0.03. 0.05, 0.05, 0.07, 0.09. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's try it out. It might work. Yeah. Let's try it out. I won't know until I know. So it's gonna come from here all the way 1, 2, 3, all the way here. So 1, 2, that's too fast. See? Nice. I like that. Nice. Okay. So now we're gonna create a cloth simulation. We are going to disable gravity. Right now I'm just gonna kind of like gamble with these values just to see where we're gonna get. So the one thing that we gotta make sure here is I'm creating a pressure just to like expand the geometry. But the one thing that we gotta make sure is that under shape, I select the group. And let's see how that simulation looks. Okay, seems like nothing happened. Maybe because let's see. Maybe low self collision. Maybe no stiffness. Let's see, let's bake it again. Oh. This simulation is taking a while. That's crazy. Yeah, it'll be rendered separately, and then when I go back into the Premiere Pro, I will um I'll do a kind of editing that makes it look like one came from the other, just because I'm gonna go back and forth between frames. But I don't think I'm gonna do any animation that actually like uh, makes them like that I have to have both in Blender. Let's see, guys. This took a while. Oh, oh, oh no, that is not it. It's kind of cool though. Kind of cool. That is so crazy. Like, how did it do that? It's intriguing though. Not gonna lie. Yeah. It's kind of cool, right? Okay. I'm gonna go on a break because I do have to uh go somewhere right now for maybe like 20 minutes. So we are going on a break. Is it a laptop? Is it a loop? It is a loop actually. It is a loop. So we are going on a break now. It's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm coming back soon. So I'm just gonna keep the live going, and I'm just gonna put a little. Uh, just gonna leave. We're on a break. Break. We will be right back. And okay, I'll see you guys in about 20 minutes. The capture. See you soon, man. Be right back. Hey guys, we are back. We are back. Let's go back to Blender. Okay. Simulation. Simulation is looking a little not what we wanted, but I'm not gonna lie, I do like the fact, or I do like the almost like disappearing effect. That's kind of cool. And let me see if I put on the subdivision before. Okay. A couple of things I'm gonna do to this. I'm gonna just increase the number overall of um, vertices. Just gonna apply the subdivision modifier, and that'll give me a more dynamic. Oh, what is this? That's kind of cool. Nice. I actually really like that. Let's see if I apply another subdivision modifier on top of that. Generate subdivision. Oh yeah, this is so cool. Yeah, this is really cool. This is more along the lines of what I was looking for. It's crazy how like subdivision modifier can just like entirely ruin your simulation, but if you're trying to do something like weird, it works. But okay, cool, cool, cool. Um, I will actually duplicate this because I really like that simulation, and I am going to create something new out of this second mesh because I really like that first one. Mm-mm-mm. I think that maybe here I did not self collision. What was the? I did something here that quality steps left is at 10. Stiffness. Oh, that's the stiffness. Okay, let's put like 0.5. Let's bake it again. And let's just wait for another minute or two. And while we're waiting, I'm gonna go back to Pinterest. Honestly, now that I think about it, this could be a texture animation, just like a very very crazy displacement map mixed with a cloth modifier, maybe. I also do like the fact this animation is nowhere near, not the simulation is nowhere near to be done. But yeah, I think this can also be achieved with displacement map. Bentley, go to bed. This dog. Honestly, I think I did something to this simulation. Some setting that's just making it too slow. And though I could just wait until it's done, I don't think I will. Because it'll make my workflow so much slower. Yeah. This is not even where necessarily we're going. Yeah, this is pretty cool though. Let's see what's making the simulation so heavy. If I go back and delete bake, so quality slabs. Mm, Let's see if this will be faster. Okay. I'm gonna stop it here just to kind of see where it's going. It's so weird. It's still kind of doing the same thing. Which I'm not mad about, to be honest. I do like this. This effect is pretty cool. But I wanted to expand more than not. Let me see what the self collision is doing. Let me disable the self collision. Okay. So the self collision is basically what's up? Yes, we're back. We are back and just trying to understand what we need to do to get as close as we can. There's actually like, I don't have something specific in mind. But right now the cloth simulation is just making it shrink a lot. Um, but still, like kind of a cool effect. Hmm. I like it. Honestly, I really like this right here. I think I'm just gonna let it finish and go for it. So this is still part of the project that I've been working on, the Metamorphosis project, and for each character, there's gonna be an element, um, element, animal, and a place. So it's like world building, and each one of them with their own story. I'm gonna make little short clips. And right now we are aiming for something like this. There we go. Thank you. Right now we're aiming for something like that. It's not necessarily that, but something like that would be cool. Um, and I'm just gonna go back and forth between the textures on her clothing. Um, so this right here, as you can see, it's going back and forth between those two textures. But yeah, I think I got something cool for the simulation. Honestly, so there are many ways this could be done. What I'm doing right now is just like causing deformity through cloth simulation, which can create something like that. I'm not going for the exact same thing that they're going for. This is more in between that and uh, using the this method of like plane axis, which goes across. I'm gonna show you where the plane axis is. It just kind of like goes across the sphere, and it changes the material and the geometry. Um, so you can see clearly that it's two different geometries. You see the on my left side right here, you can see the plane axis going across the sphere, and then you can see the material changing. So that was the first step. I hooked up the material. Now, as it's crossing, you can see a little bit of the simulation here. Um, it kind of looks like the Mystique effect. Oh, my bad. There you go. So here you can see the plane just going down. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. In the meantime, I am going to bake. Can you hear me? The one thing that might be slowing down is the render view. Let's try without the render view. Yep. It really does. And I don't know. I thought, at least the past couple of cloth simulations that I did on my computer wasn't that bad, but today it might be the live. I don't know. Today is really taken away from it. Yeah, I guess now we just gotta wait. They really do. They really, really do. And what is. Whoa, this is crazy. This simulation is taking a lot longer. Oh, oh my gosh. You know what? I'm. It's because the subdivision modifier was on. Okay, guys. Not everything is lost. There's still hope. Let's see. There you go. I was like, what is taking so long? It was the subdivision modifier. Always up to no good. Oh my god, so true. So, what you been working on? What projects have you been? What kind of um, projects? Character, uh, environment. Nice. Dope. That's really dope. Um, I know an artist that always goes crazy with the grills and the face like jewelry, and he makes like animations. I do not remember his name, but his videos always go crazy, crazy, crazy. That's pretty cool. Bro, I'm so glad that you said that. Um, Honestly, that's literally my goal, to have this like therapeutic space where we can just chill and learn with each other and um, get inspired. You know, like so many times I'm just looking for inspiration and how to like get better, learn more, and sometimes it's hard to find. Sometimes it's really hard to find. But I do a lot of research too. I try to always like stay as informed as I can as to what's going on, uh, what people are releasing, and that just keeps me going too. Because especially like in 3D, there's so much going on, and there's like so many things that you can learn from like 3D itself, or like mixing with footage and cinematography, games, and fashion. Oh, nice. That's so cool. Damn, 3 monitors. Wow. That's really cool. Yeah, I honestly, I was saying that I was gonna go live three times a week, but it's looking like I'm gonna go live every day, so we're gonna get to hang out pretty often. Okay, we're halfway through with our um simulation. Oh, cool. A month ago. For the past month, I was doing um, private lives with my Patreon students. But what I'm gonna start doing now is I'm gonna go live for everybody. Hey, what's up? I'm gonna go live for everybody, and then I'll have what's gonna be exclusive for my Patreon students is the recordings of those lives. We're working on a cloth simulation. It's halfway through. Honestly, I don't have the patience for this. This is taking too long. Wow. This is this is taking incredibly long. I think it's gonna still take another maybe like 10 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna cancel it. I can't. I'm just gonna cancel it and do it on a lower poly version. Oh, nice. Fun fact about these brushes is I actually took the pictures of the macro. I use a macro lens for the very detailed pictures of pores on a very flat light and turn them into brushes. So what you see there from those brushes, those are actually created from scratch. Oh man, this is perfect. This is really cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that a lot. Really appreciate that. Um, and I got you. I got you. I always like to give my loyal followers and my loyal people some stuff. So be on the lookout. I'll be I'll be sending you some stuff too. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It would have been cooler if I had finished. Uh, but I did want to see what was going on with the simulation. Um, I wonder if I can pick up from. Yeah, but if you have any questions as far as like how to use it, let me know. There are many ways that you can use. I use my brushes while sculpting, while texturing, creating masks. Um, I use my brushes combined with the texturing XYZ that I use. Uh, I just really love whenever I am doing anything that's like painting. I like to use brushes because that automatically creates a nice texture. The button is not clickable. Is it on Patreon? Can you just send me your email? This was the one that I did earlier. And as you can see, yeah, that's kind of cool too. I just really love those simulations. Send me your email, and I will send you on your email, and I will re-upload that Patreon. Oh, I got it. I got it, and I am going to send you now. Dropbox. I got you. I probably have to redo um, the Patreon link, but I already sent it on your email. Of course. Thank you. I appreciate you. Actually, uh, let me. Sense templates. Texture XYZ. I also sent you a little something on your email again. Okay, so we are going to redo this on a lower resolution mesh. Of course. Thank you. I'm always like my number one people, like my people from like the beginning, my number ones. I'm always sending you guys some gifts every now and then. I like to keep things going and sending new stuff. So y'all can also like let me know how it's going. Any questions that you guys might have. Let's redo this bake. For this one, I think I'm gonna increase the pressure. So let's look at 20, and then bake. Yeah, man, I genuinely believe that that's the way to growth. Genuinely, like I actually want to do more of it, way more of it. Like just give away stuff, um, and just you know build a community of people that are helping each other and investing on each other and seeing growth. these simulations are taking so long. Like my my computer usually doesn't take that long for cloth simulations. But let me see. Let me see. Let me delete. Yep. You know what it was? I've been duplicating my meshes and I've been like hiding them, but they were still there. Now I deleted them and the project got a lot smoother. Yeah. So for this simulation, what I'm kind of optimistic about is that the pressure. I changed the pressure. The one thing that I didn't love about the other simulations is that it was shrinking a lot. So I'm hoping that the pressure will make it expand, kind of like a puffer jacket kind of cloth simulation. But we'll see. Baking has to be the worst part of 3D. Agreed. It's baking and retopology. Retopology also sucks. I mean, some people love it. I just don't get it. Some people love it. I just don't get it. But yeah, baking is probably worse than retopology. Yep, honestly. And you know what's funny? I was trying to just like browse around while I'm waiting, and I've noticed that it barely moves when I do that. Um, the simulation like barely moves when I do that. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just leave the Blender screen on, and just be patient. Otherwise, it's just gonna take longer. And it's so funny because probably more than half of this live is just gonna be this sphere, just like a single sphere, like black sphere, nothing. People who are coming to the live is like are probably like, what the hell is this? Oh my god, that is so true. That's literally the reality of 3D. Like when you see 3D on social media, it just looks so much fun. Not that it's not fun, but like it's so much more dynamic. Even when I am sculpting, sometimes I'll literally just be like staring at the sculpt because it's that like for me it's just that important to look, observe the references, really try to like understand what is missing. I spend so much time looking at it. People around me think I'm psychotic. Listen, I'm not the best sculptor either, but it is the most fun part. It really is. I really love ZBrush for that. You just have so much fun doing it. I also have ZBrush on my iPad, which makes it even cooler. It's just that I've never been able to really like bring in all the information, even though like when you bake and you bring all of those maps into Blender, it doesn't. I wasn't able to get the same level of like um, precision. Yeah, I use ZBrush, but I try not to get like into the third and fourth forms of my sculpt. I try to keep it simple so I can just send the low poly version with no maps to to my Blender. Yeah, of course, of course. Let me see. Is this better? Too much? And I was just saying that I try to not go too much into details on ZBrush because I'm not very good at exporting the maps. Nice. I'm not very good at exporting the maps and then making those like if I'm sculpting a face, um, the pores don't look as prominent as they would. The details wouldn't look as prominent because I'm baking. I'm not very good at that. So when I do use ZBrush, I try to keep it simple. But you know, the fun of ZBrush is like getting into like the very detailed stuff because you can do that. You know, they really need yo. If they had an iPad version of Blender, it's just like hard to see like if they would ever do it, just because it's like an open source and they probably don't have any like monetary reward for that. And people are gonna work for money. um I don't see how they would necessarily financially benefit from it. Now ZBrush, obviously you have to pay for. Yeah, screw make it paid. Yeah, true. I would definitely buy it, or either buy it or subscribe. I'll definitely do it. But ZBrush on iPad is pretty cool. What I do is I use my iPad as second screen. So whenever I feel like using my iPad for Blender and sculpting, I just use it on as my second screen. But honestly, I haven't done that in a while. Just because I've been so like focused and trying to get like projects done that I've been taking the fastest route to everything. It does. It does. The pen pressure really does work. It's actually it's actually perfect. It's literally like using a drawing tablet, especially when you link it through the USB-C cable because that makes the connection a lot smoother. So yeah, I use this app called Duet, the Duet app. Mm. I don't know, guys. I don't think that's it. I don't think this simulation is it. It's taking way too long, and I need to be able to go back and forth. My other simulations, though, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna go back to my older projects and just see what I've done so different. Just to get a feel. And honestly, it's all looking the same. It's not like the pressure really helped with what I was trying to do. Which this is pretty cool, but it's pretty much the same thing that I was doing before. So mm, let's go back to let's see. So um, this is the project where I learned to do what I'm doing now. It's a very different effect, but just different. Just using the same um, modifiers. Thanks.
I'm kind, but also I'm not the best at just cutting things off, nipping it in the bud. So that's something I need to work on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're happy 5
Let's
1.
see. Let's
Okay,
see.
okay.
We're happy 5 1.
Y'all are all great. Poor Chili Logan.
Thank you.
Cloth simulation. Let's see what it did so
No,
differently.
I didn't have a question.
So the stiffness was on
That's a
1 and
compliment, because I
bending
mean,
point
like,
zero
he's
0.05.
great, and I feel like it would be like
10
more
quality
esteem.
steps, so that's higher.
Okay.
You know?
No damping.
I mean, I love your personality
Pressure
and
on
your effort and
5.
everything, but yeah, I just don't really see it matching long term.
All right.
And the
All right. Okay. So we just saw
collisions,
final two. So let's go on down. Come on, final two.
the friction was on 5 and the distance was
Okay. All right.
0.015. Let's see if changing to something more similar
All right. So Angela, I would
will
like you to
make any
answer this
difference.
question.
Okay. My question is, what is the single hardest thing about dating you?
What is the what?
Hardest thing about dating you?
Oh, what is the single hardest thing about dating you?
Questions.
I'll go first. The single hardest thing about dating me is that I don't date. It takes me a long time to start dating you. I feel like I gotta talk to you for a while. What that means is like I don't know. I'll talk to multiple people at the same
Group
time to get to feel them out. Once I start
stiffness,
really liking you, then I'll cut you like on you, and then after a while, if it's on
soft
you,
collisions
then
friction.
I start
This
dating you.
is
But I
all the
don't jump into a
same.
relationship like right off the bat.
Gotcha.
Okay. Gotcha.
Damping was
Yeah,
on
single hardest
0.
thing about dating me, I'll say like time. Obviously, you just can't like you gotta be friends, hang out, get to know the person before you start like jumping into like more of the romantic part. Also, like just
I understand.
I feel like for me, my faith, if she's saying she's a Christian and she's not practicing that, or she's just like, for me, I feel like that's one thing for me, and I feel like it's an easy thing, but like sometimes it's not really clear because like sometimes you're a Christian, it's like, do you do this, do you do that? But like just knowing like what you're pursuing deep down in your heart,
Right.
I feel like it's just like really important to me. So that's a different part of the question.
So the single hardest thing about dating you is if she's not practicing your faith.
Practicing it, exactly, not practicing it, but like just talking about it, but then no action.
You
Like
know,
you
you
just
know, you
talk.
know. Answer the question.
And I answered the question. I mean, nah. So the secret's hard is, I guess I'm just like super excited, guys. Pop the balloon. Anyway, well, I said like the single hardest thing definitely would just be like, for me is like if she's not straightforward, I feel like
Okay.
it would just be hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, moment of truth. You get pop one balloon.
You guys are both great, super attractive, but I'm gonna pop you.
Oh, why did you pop? Why did you pop him?
I have to pop him because he's saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna make her wait. I'm gonna be talking to this, that, and the third." Like, no.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I'm trying to get married.
yeah.
I'm not wasting no time.
Oh
So.
yeah, no, I think it, yeah.
Same
I
here.
think it's not gonna work. You're wonderful though. You're wonderful.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
send you
Thank
back to
you.
the lineup. All right. So this is the moment.
You're like,
All right. So Yinka,
yes, sir.
you will ask her Angela one question.
One question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see. A second question.
Cool.
So,
This
what
is
is it about
different.
your faith
This is
that you said
different
like
than
in
what
your
I
answer
had
earlier, like
before,
you're
and I
Christian and
like.
everything. So, what is it about Christianity that you follow that makes you excited?
That makes me excited.
Yeah.
I think it's just like the sense of peace that I get when I'm like, reading the scripture or like,
Yeah.
being at church and like interacting with the community, like the
Mhm.
church home I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a sense of peace that I have.
Peace, okay.
Yeah.
Just that sense of peace.
Okay. All right. So you both got a chance to ask each other one question. So this is the moment I'm gonna ask you, Yinka.
Okay.
Is this a pop or is it a lock?
Mmm. Let's see, guys. So it's gonna be a pop.
Why a pop?
Okay, I have my reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us
So
why.
my reason is so I know you asked about the horoscope. For me, I feel like asking, like you asked if what his sign was, and then again you were like, I'm not really into signs, so it's just like really contradicting. And as a Christian, for me, the horoscope thing is just like doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why I popped. You are extremely beautiful, and yeah, that's the only reason why I popped. To be honest, just the horoscope thing. I just don't like that horoscope. Like I'm a Gemini, so guys, I'm a
How do you
Gemini.
know your
Yeah, no, no,
horoscope?
I know mine, but there's just this like really like bad, like
Alright.
really negativity about like horoscope, and I feel like you're not defined by that.
And
Very
and
much.
she's
Yeah,
not, and
yeah.
she says she's not. But Yinka, thank you so much. I'm gonna send you back to the
Thank you, thank
lineup.
you. Yes.
I'm sorry, girl. I thought it was okay.
All right, man.
I
See you
didn't have
soon.
mine out the gate, but I'm gonna send you backstage. All right, you agree?
Okay.
All right. Oh my goodness.
Uh.
I'm gonna turn it back to you.
That's a great question. This simulation is gonna keep me here for a while, but probably stay for another 20 to 30 minutes, I believe.
To the Love Lounge. This is where the magic happens. Assuming no one says anything weird in the first 5 minutes. Check out these plush tools. Hand selected from a place so exclusive, we had to pay a 90% tariff. Perfect for flirty conversations like, what's your biggest ick? And are you a flat earther? Now you see we have cocktails, top-notch AC, and vibes. No sponsors yet. Let's hit the mood, shall we? There it is. Instant intimacy. I'll leave our lovers to it. And remember, what happens in the Love Lounge stays on
All
Netflix
right.
forever. Lounge responsibly. Or not.
Hey guys,
My apologies on that.
I had my mic off.
Doing a little
My last relationship was 3 years
What's
ago,
up? What's up?
and what I learned from it is
Yeah, my
always go back to
simulation is going.
your dreams and
Oh, it finished.
aspirations or whatever, and
Let's
women
take a look
require
at
a lot of
how
time
it
and
looks.
focus, so
Okay.
more effort in the relationship, which I messed up on that. So
A little quality time.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, let's go.
You can tell us about yourself.
Yes, my name is Ollie. I'm a legal drug dealer slash
Okay,
pharmacist.
it
Yeah.
seems to be better
How old are you?
I always say that just because it's funny. Yeah, I'm 33.
Okay.
better than it
So
was before.
what I learned from my last relationship is not to neglect red flags. Because sometimes you see red flags, but you're just like, okay, I might change to a green one, but it actually gets darker, you know. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. All right. And we have Cinco over here, your best friend.
What's up, Freddie? No, my name is Cinco. I'm 29, actor, model, personal trainer online. So one thing I learned from my last relationship that I would not bring is that
Hey
I
Nidish, how's it
prioritize
going?
putting my career aside for the other person. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
feel like the person that really truly loves me
yeah,
is
my
the
mic
one
was
that's
off.
gonna,
I was talking, but my mic
support
was
what I'm
off.
doing, encourage what I'm doing, as long as well as, you know what I'm saying, keep the connection in the relationship. So
Yeah, I kind of
I
like
would
that.
not let somebody deter me from my goals and
Yeah.
dreams.
Okay. Now I know you all just said y'all met at
Yeah,
the weekend. I know.
actually, yeah, this is pretty
The
cool.
world just wants to know how y'all know each other. Where'd y'all meet at?
Coachella was last week.
It does look like, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens in the valley comes on the
Um,
mountain.
Apparently.
I'm going to add
Okay. All right. So y'all was at Coachella. Okay.
some.
So Dylan.
Yeah, my name is Dylan Miracle. I'm 25. I think the
Okay,
thing that I
so
learned
now that
from
we
my
have
my last
this done,
relationship
I'm
really
gonna do a second layer
was
of
I don't
animation
know,
with.
whenever like my partner would try to solve a
Uh,
problem, I thought I had to be the problem solver, and really I should
Displacement.
not want that. But sometimes you
So
know
we're
listening
gonna
sometimes
come
solves the problem. So
to
I kind of learned that the hard way. So
maybe like
You look like all this
spikes
great stuff.
or
Okay. Wicked.
something,
So no.
or something more organic.
Okay. So I need you to pop one balloon.
Okay. Honestly,
Oh,
this is really hard. All of y'all had great responses. And I hate
yeah,
to
maybe
do
something
this,
like this.
but so sorry, Dylan.
that there we go.
Thank
All
you.
right. So now why did you
How have
pop
you
it?
been?
Okay, so I popped, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but it was like the height difference,
Yeah, yeah.
and I've had two, sorry.
That's all good.
All right. Well, Dylan, is she someone that you would holler at?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, yeah, I don't. You seem really sweet. I don't know why I fist bumped you.
Yeah.
Short King.
Okay. Okay.
You're kidding, but it's all good.
Okay. All right. So now our lineup gets to ask you a question.
Ooh.
All right. I'll start here with Dylan.
Oh,
Keep the balloon alive.
Keeping the balloon alive. I got faith in this balloon, you know. Okay,
Yes,
appreciate it.
sir.
So, what type of you have a friend group like a good decent sized friend group? What type of friend organizes
yeah,
it?
this
Ooh,
is
that's a great
it.
question. I'm really like a ride or die friend. Like I show up for my friends the way I would want them to show up for
Yeah,
me.
let's see how I can
So when
use
it comes
that.
to like kids parties, a lot of my friends are married with kids. I'm an auntie. I'm a godmom. So I'm the type to be there to help set up, be there whenever they need me, whenever they need like a listening ear. Like I truly value like all of my relationships.
Right. Okay, I like that.
What kind of friend are you?
I feel like I'm the almost the dad in the friend group almost. I'm the one keeping everybody together. I got like my wild side as well.
The
Where I go like
waviness,
I got
or
friends
do
that's
you want to
hyper and
maintain a
vice
certain
versa.
shape? No,
Where
yeah,
I'm the other
that's
way.
that's actually what I've been
I might get
looking
a
at.
little emotional if I have to or something, depending on
To
the wild one. But
Yeah, a little bit.
add
when I get loose a little bit, what
some
I tend to
waviness.
observe, I'm the one that's planning everything and getting everybody
Isn't that
together,
so
making sure
cool?
everybody good. I'm usually that one, but
You feel like an old soul.
I feel like
Um,
I'm an old soul
but
with like a bit of young and wild. I don't know how to explain it though.
wait,
Wait, that
guys, give
sounds
me
Yeah,
one
great.
it's like a
second.
good
Give me one
balance. Like
second. Let's see. So now I want to make it work with my copy. I want to make it work with
Yeah, I'm
my
the wild one, but
Yeah, a little bit.
when I get loose a little bit, but I am more reserved. I'm the one that's planning everything
with my
and
material
making everybody
here.
making sure everybody
So
good.
what we're
That's
gonna
that's
do
that's my
is
style.
Okay, let's from that texture, I'm going to use the displacement to see how that looks, and I like it a lot.
With my exes, and that would
I
be
like it a
annoying.
lot.
But no, some of my top red flags is a man who is like inconsistent. Like for a life partner, you want someone that will wake up and choose you every single day. So if someone is inconsistent, like in a relationship, like I'm honestly like looking for someone to marry. Like I'm in that phase of my life. So someone who is inconsistent, someone who is like dishonest, like loyalty means everything to me, and I need a man who is transparent and honest. Someone who runs away from conflict. Like there's healthy ways to solve conflict, and that's something that's super important to me because I want to be able to like talk things through. So for the wife.
Um,
Yeah, good.
Let me go back to the other one. There was something about that. Something about this texture. That's it's the normal. It's the normal map.
What he needed as far as like how I can help. How have you helped someone in your life that's like changed everything for you as far as like what
It's
you were
the
going
normal
through?
map. Let's see. Normal map. Normal map.
Okay, so not to get super specific, but I have a friend who went through a really, really dark breakup and it really like challenged their self esteem and self worth. And to me, that is something that hits me deep because it's never like a reflection of you as a person. Like if someone walks out, redirection. And so the way I show up for my
Hmm.
friends is just like really being like a listening ear, pour into like
Okay.
their
This is
conflict,
not working.
reassure them, and
I
just
will
like help them like
change.
self believe.
I'll change this. I will
Last but not least, right?
rock.
So
Where's
purpose.
my rock? There you go.
What do you mean by purpose?
I'm going to copy all of this. I'm gonna turn it into one
What do you feel like you feel like your
group.
calling is? What makes you feel like you're doing the right thing in your life? Obviously, fitness, because looking at you,
Group.
you're doing it. But
She going
what
deep.
else?
I would
Copy.
say that's a really good
Red.
question. So my calling in life, I feel like, is to help
Paste.
others. Like I really enjoy, you know how you do something and it's like it doesn't feel like work to you or doesn't feel like you're going out of your way. Like I truly value like helping other people, like whether it's like through fitness, through
Yeah,
clothing,
it's
through
not.
whatever, I can just like give back. So even like going through this crazy breakup and sharing my story, it's like inspiring other people.
For sure.
I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, so now this is whew, we
It
gotta
might
pop
be
some
the
bubbles.
simulation,
I know
honestly.
they're all great, but we gotta pop some
Oh
bubbles.
my god. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa.
Okay. Well,
So weird.
Seth, that's
Not great, but not great.
Uh,
all right. So Seth, what happened? Why'd you pop your balloon?
They're beautiful and lovely, and I just felt like there might be like a better connection with someone else. Just like, you know, I don't know, yeah, but like
Self
Self
sabotage.
eliminating is crazy.
I didn't know. I'm just, you know,
Okay.
I just felt, yeah,
You felt like she
it
would
was,
have a better connection with someone.
yeah, I felt like there was more chemistry with other people than.
Well, you can
But I mean, that's fine. I mean, yeah, like,
Okay.
like
All right. So
she's
now
she's
I
very lovely though. That's fine.
let's go
wait.
back
I need you to talk.
to that material. Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
let's understand what's going on here.
Man, I was feeling it though.
Oh. And so now, why did you try Bianca?
I think, or I don't think, but great man, love all your answers. I would just say just like the chemistry, but it just didn't feel that
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
amazing.
All right. Well, now we're down to our final two. So let's go on now. Let's
Uh,
see. To the match. All right.
yeah, you can. What am I trying to achieve?
All right. So now
So I am trying to do
Okay, so the
achieve
thing about me
achieve
is I'm a
exactly
personal
this,
girl. I love to give, and
but
I would like to see that like reciprocated in a relationship. So
exactly this.
7 p.m. Friday.
Ooh.
It's 95 degrees.
Okay.
I've had a
What else gotta happen?
stressful.
Okay.
There's a lot of.
No, 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 no. Listen, we can't afford no tongs. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
But no, no, no. So I've had a really stressful week, and you want to surprise me with a date night. Like, what are we doing? Where are we going?
I want to achieve this black with this.
Date night anniversary. That's what we
But
thought
I
about.
wanted
Yeah.
to
It don't mean like always hopping on the flight or going out to stay a little bit, but we could definitely drive somewhere, maybe up north, maybe down south, San
this is kind of cool. But I wanted to keep that.
Change of scenery. Cinco.
I agree. You took my answer. I like the change of scenery.
Mm,
You got to get
Let
out
me
the
go back.
situation that you're used to. It's giving you that stressful week. I like things that we can relax. You know what I mean? Enjoy each
The
other.
the red,
Quality time. 'Cause I'm always happy when I'm with my person. You know what I mean?
red.
So I like black. I just like a little spa
Mm,
date. You know what I mean? Like something like just to
Copy.
relax. Or
Go
we
back
can
to
do
the
a slide like
rock.
we're super competitive. So we can play a game,
Paste.
play go kart, and talk trash.
Then
You know,
here.
so
Then
depending
here.
on how you feel as a person,
Oh, there we
just
go. I got it.
you know. So
This is what I
All
was
right,
trying to
very
do.
different answers. So then you have to pop one balloon now.
Okay.
I know.
mm,
Oh, GPA! He
Yeah.
believes it's a
I
balloon.
should have went to Coachella. I just knew it. Nah,
All right, Zayna, why did you pop the balloon?
No, this honestly was really hard, but I would say the one thing I liked about your answer is that you tried to consider me in it and like what I would like to do too. And
Nice. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice way of putting what I've been trying to achieve.
let's get it. Popping the balloon, right?
Okay, all right. So, Cinco, now it's your time to answer one final question.
One final question.
Yes.
So this is from that character that I've been posting, and yeah, this is supposed to be the same texture of the clothing that I used for that
Savory Baptist,
um,
Baptist down south, great.
character.
But I do want them to have a higher power because
Say that the minute
so
I saw this
so
man
what's
on
your
YouTube
scripture
screaming.
that you live by? What is it?
Last question.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely. So I am Christian, faith based, very much so like believe in a relationship with God. So that's something important to me that I would want in a partner so that can raise kids one day and be on the same page with God.
Okay. Cinco, do you want to?
Oh yeah, for sure. But
Okay.
you
Edit,
gotta give me like
edit
A
group.
and B vibes though.
All right.
Let's animate this.
For sure.
I have some frozen.
Oh, okay. She
Hey
okay.
man,
They're in the freezer somewhere.
it works. We good.
You okay?
Still works.
All right. So
Yeah.
we've heard from each of you. So now's the moment for you, Cinco. I'm gonna ask you: is this a pop or is this a lock?
You see?
Honestly,
Yes, this is really
it's a
cool.
lock. Honestly.
It's gonna be a lock for you both. Oh,
Of course.
okay. Zayna, this is the moment. Maybe Coachella will get Cinco. Is this a pop or is this a lock?
Can I ask one more question?
Oh,
Sorry.
baby girl.
What's up?
Are you really single?
I'm single,
Like
single.
no one thinks you're in a relationship with you.
Nobody, no, not even close.
Okay.
If they think you're thinking,
Like people.
if they think
Okay.
that, they in a straight jacket.
Okay. Is this a
Yes.
pop or is this a lock?
It's a lot.
It's a lock. Oh my God! I feel the chemistry. They're gonna say right here. We got two matches. I'm gonna bring back everybody. Come on up, all of our Zaynas, all of our singles. Yes, we got two Zaynas. All right, listen. Thank you so much for hanging with us. We are back
Thanks.
with a brand new lineup.
I actually like this better than I thought it would. I thought I was gonna come out of this live like, oh my god, I just wasted 4 hours of my life. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Actually, yeah. Let me see. Let me see without the cloth simulation though. Mm, thanks. I appreciate that. Honestly, I do like. Yeah, I know, right? I do like the with the cloth simulation better. It's just that for me, still some issues here. Yeah. Let me see. Make sure to save up. Yup. I forgot to save. Thank you for saying that. It was gonna be real sad. yeah, guys, I think that's it for this live. Whew, we came a long way. I did not know if I was gonna like this, but I'm glad that I did.
Players, it's been a stressful day. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's about to get worse.
Mm, I wanna, I wanna, um, wanna be able to play with this in a way where
Competing against complete strangers who you don't know if you can trust. What, we're not supposed to talk until Papa John comes back? You're being paranoid, dude.
They formed their mega alliance out of greed. Human nature is idiotic and selfish.
cool stuff. So nice, so nice.
All have the
Super
same
fast
goal.
into texture building. Yeah.
Win the Silverhand prize.
Thank you guys. Honestly, like, yeah, that's the whole purpose of like, yeah, I think this is a lot better.
Disgusting behaviour, you filthy brats. Cheat is back. The only quiz show where you can cheat your way to a
Yeah, this is a lot better. I love that.
We've seen a right load of blaggers. I don't know what the heck she's doing on the show. You should be ashamed of yourself. And some proper brain boxes.
She's a...
Getting their hands on some very tasty cash. But who is going to take home the jackpot this time?
You're cheating. Who say what? So's cheating a sin, isn't it, Natasha?
Funny bit though.
Yeah.
After the screaming stops, follows which British pop twins?
Praise.
I just don't know why it goes from
Vietnam.
It's getting tense now, isn't it?
Savage.
here, it goes from like, it's too much of a, like an abrupt change, I think. I don't know. Let me see.
Hey, wait. Just the log, just the log. Not the little one, that's it. Now the little ones need to look...
I do texturing X, Y, and Z. It's kind of its own thing, so I don't have to use Humanify because I use texturing X, Y, and Z. Um, but using with the textures from texturing X, Y, and Z, I build my own shaders. But they do help a lot to achieve like realistic skin, realistic skin tone, blemishes, imperfections. And then I just, on each character, I paint over it. And these characters, they're part of a project that I am doing of like movies, little short, not even short films. I well, hopefully one day it grows to be a movie, but Metamorphosis, which is I'm gonna do these animations. I'm gonna start with like 30-second to like a minute animation for each character, and each one of them is gonna have their own world, um, animal, um, element. Which this is the element for the character that I'm working on right now. So yeah. So now, what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of movement. So
Welcome to Awake, everyone. I'm your host, James Davis. To my people in the audience, are you guys awake? Make some noise.
just a little.
Okay. So listen, you ready? How about y'all? How y'all feeling? Y'all good? We got Madu. What's 1 plus 1? She's good
Oh,
to go. She is good to go. All right. So let's meet some of you guys right now. We got my girl Ann in the building. What's up? How you doing? Ann was like, hey, how you doing?
I
Hey.
think also what I'm gonna do here is add a plane just for the shadow, because I feel like the shadow, when you see shadow, it just adds that.
Especially to your weddings, but I've been in high demand for divorce parties lately, sadly.
Okay. So if you're getting a divorce and you're feeling kind of down, hit Xanthri. JC, I heard that you stared at a picture of your son to motivate you during the count. Special.
And the lighting coming from the
So you were looking
top.
at your son like, man, we need this. Yes, we do. And you're a good dad, man. Thank you. Now, we have Ashley, who is a dentist assistant. I see your excitement for that $1 million.
Plus a dollar.
Plus $1. What? What?
A dollar.
Yeah, the shadow just adds another touch of like.
Sleepy, you don't know that you found a quarter.
I'm very sleepy.
IK, what's up, IK? I heard that you stood the entire 24 hours. What's up with that? All right, so I'm a college kid, and my teachers told me if you stand up, you won't go to sleep. And it worked out because I used to carry the bag. But this game is about to kick into high gear based on your count. So let's take a look at your past 24 hours.
Oh my goodness. Let's see if I know how that counts still. 30.
I got 4 children at home, and I am a Las Vegas firefighter. So I'm always sleep deprived. I don't have to listen to screaming kids. I don't have to listen to screaming patients. All I get to listen to is the complete lack of sleep supply. I am loving this.
Being in the military, it's very important to stay awake. You have to be ready at all times and ready to deploy anywhere around the globe.
That's it, you guys.
Those are good push-ups.
You know I gotta keep me sharp, and I also keep you guys sharp.
Do I count more?
Let's add some movement to it. So I'm gonna just add another empty.
Guys, I keep having skills. Chills and thoughts. Here's their
Put it
telephone.
right here. Then this empty and this are gonna be keep transform. So let's say here.
Let's talk about that count. It's going to play a very important part throughout the show. Starting right now. The person who counted the least and the person who was the least accurate will be eliminated right now.
It's not moving though.
Which two players are
Let's see.
going home?
This.
Woo! The player who counted the fewest number of coins. And the first
transform, and then keep transform. There you go.
I know. Thank you for playing those.
I mean, I could have kept trying, but I just felt like I really did my best.
All right, another person has to go. The person who was the least accurate and the second person eliminated from the game is
Hmm. So weird. Let's see.
Sandria. I'm sorry.
I think I counted 12,500.
So you actually counted 70,875 instead of 5,000.
Oh,
So definitely bumped, but
it's because of the
you guys
simulation.
kind of counted the same time and just decided.
That's so cool. It's because of the simulation. I was trying to move it around, but because it's the simulation is baked, pretty sure it's not gonna. I'm gonna have to rebake it.
You are now one step
Which,
closer
as you already know, I'm not thrilled to do that.
All right, All Night All Stars, it's time for our first challenge. Brain freeze. Get on that board.
Because if we go back to the reference that I had, this thing was moving a little bit. But you know what?
Challenge start. The person who drinks the most gets a
I'm
guaranteed spot in the
not gonna
game.
die over it. Maybe let's see if I were to
You could be headed home.
move the
Ooh, a good
floor,
score.
maybe.
Anyone could win this challenge. You could be the guy who has started out drinking slushy instead of formula milk as a baby. Are you ready? Your brain freeze challenge starts now. Get it, get it, get it. Come on, come on. Listen to this, guys. On average, our rested testers managed to chug down 35 ounces of this slushy. How are you stacking up there?
I can, and it will work. Um, but I won't be able to see it. Cause like here, even if I just move the sphere
From
on
inside
its
your
own,
brain,
you see what it's doing.
we have everything.
Any type of movement that I do to it right now is just gonna
You guys look like you're in for a
uh,
brain
fuck it
freeze.
up.
A brain freeze is meant to break
It's okay.
and put on the brakes. But that's not an option for these guys.
Oh my gosh. How
This
in the
looks cool
world
enough to me.
50 ounces of slush? Being awake for 24 hours already, my brain itself feels like a slush.
Get it, get it. Oh, come on, come on.
My brain is freezing right now. I feel my stomach expanding and everything is
Thank you
moving.
guys. All right,
My chest was working right now.
I'm gonna go.
Let's do this. Let's do it all out for it.
Tomorrow we'll come back with some more progress. So this tomorrow I think I'm gonna work on uh the eyes. Do some eye details. Appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. You guys make it 1,000 times better. So thank you. And yeah, tomorrow we'll work on some eye detail. Uh, so this animation that you guys are seeing is gonna be paired with this girl.
Slushy drank. Great job, Slushy Superstar. Now come on back up here. Oh, it's fine. Okay. Anybody got brain freeze?
Hell yeah.
I know because you train. I know your muscles was like, what are we doing? Where's the protein? Okay. The person who won automatically
Appreciate
goes
it, man.
through to another round.
Thank you guys. Thank you each one of
Here
you
we go.
for
Blair,
stopping by, talking to me,
congratulations.
and we'll see you guys soon. If any questions, you already know. Reach out to me,
The person who came in last
and see you guys soon.
could be going
Thank you.
home.